Oh dear.
Shadows and victory, wrapped up in history. I am more than the skin I am in. I am more. Triumph and dignity make for a mystery. We are more than the skin we are in. We are more, and I will join you there. We all come from somewhere. Eyes that see know all is fair. We all come from somewhere. Come as you are. Come as you are. Every living soul has traveled far. Come as you are. Heartache and tragedy, they're calls that deliver me. I am more than the
Thank you, Laura Berman. We've been invited to come as you are, and I hope you know as we gather this morning, whether you're here in this space or you're with us online, the invitation of the universe is come as you are. And sometimes we've thought we had to come in a different form or different shape. We had to look different. We had to be different. We had to meet someone's standard. And I welcome all of us into this space right now, this sacred space of knowing that we're whole, we're infinite, we're complete, we are worthy just as we are today. And so as we begin this service, we're going to do so in prayer. And I would just invite you to pull in all of those hairy parts of yourself that, the things that may not be in the same position, that aren't working, that you don't like, that haven't gone your way, and just pull them all into your heart and know that the presence and power of the infinite moves through us. And we begin this service in prayer. Mother, Father God, infinite Spirit, we open. We open to a deeper understanding of love, of life, of the wholeness of our being, and the understanding that there is one presence and one power. It moves through us. It moves through this ministry. Every one of us is a circle of that love, that life, that presence. We're a part of that circle, and we allow it to extend around the globe. Every heart, every hand, every being, we hold the knowing of the wholeness of the infinite that is present, available, living as you now. And for this opportunity to gather in this knowing and to hold that space in our hearts, we recognize that for every being that is hurting today, we surround you in light, in love, in that presence and power. And we simply say, you are, we are, I am, moves through us all, and we are love. And for this, we are so grateful. And so it is. Amen. So we welcome you this morning to Unity Spiritual Center of Portland. We're gathering here, we're gathering online, we're recognizing that life is consciousness, and that consciousness is what draws us together, it's what lifts us, it's what supports us in moving through our daily lives. I wanted to share with you a few things that are happening in our community. First of all, thank you for wearing masks. We are continuing to wear masks, so we invite you when you're in the building to do so. Some people take them off when they are outside, and that is great, but at this point we're honoring all of the beings who are here, and we've invited our youth in. So for us, we're just saying, how can we serve? And this is the way. Our community outreach our project has officially started. We've had people bringing stuff in this morning. It benefits the Community Transitional School, which is the school for children and youth experiencing houselessness. And this school has done wonders. We've been with them for at least 15 years now. And it has been such a joy to see these youth so happy to receive whatever it is in their journey and what they do as they move through. So it's a wonderful thing. Some of the items that are needed, and please know, part of what we can do is hold in consciousness this idea. When we hold there's enough for us, we allow ourselves to hold enough for others and to be a part. They're looking for books for youth and teens, and I know Alice has some in the bookstore. You can go into Goodwill and get them. Sharpie packs with multicolor pens. That's what they're using for their drawing. 24-count Crayola crayons, copy paper, and 25 packs of color paper. Socks for youth and adult. Hygiene products, and non-perishable foods. The kids also, besides the backpacks that they get and the school supplies they get, also get bags of food every Friday that many times are feeding a family. So we are blessed to be a part of that. There's a whole, there's bins and other things to put it in. You can bring it by. The church is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 4 during the summertime, so come on through. There is a special gathering for Spirit Group leaders and members on Monday, August 23rd. We'll be out in the garden from 6 to 8:30. If you're a part of our Spirit groups, we had 5 different Spirit groups. It was wonderful. Bring a chair and finger foods to share. Drinks will be provided, and we're just going to celebrate the last few months of moving through some of the learning and some of the growing and the connection that we had. We are also inviting any of you who would be interested in being a spirit group leader. Our next program of spirit groups, these are small groups that most of them up until this point have met on Zoom. One of them met here in the sanctuary. We'll see where we are by the end of September and go from there. It is such fun to just move through one of these book study ideas with people and to get connected and to know who they are and to pray with people and be there. So if you're interested in being a leader, please contact myself. You can call the office. You can talk to Barbara. But just think about it. It's a lot of fun to say, where are we? We don't have to know it all. If we did, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Instead, we just get to allow these ideas to move through us. So we want to welcome any of you who are here for the first time. If you haven't been here before, we just want you to know that in Unity, what we know and recognize is that there is one presence and one power. It's infinite, and it lives as you right now. Wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you're welcome here, and we're so happy you're with us as we regather and put pieces together and say, who are we? How do we live? What's happening in our world? There's a green card, if you haven't filled one out yet, in the backs of the seats in front of you. You can go online, if you're with us online, and fill out one of the forms. And if you turn that in at the end of the service, it's a wonderful opportunity for us to put you on the mailing list and also hold you in prayer. And we'll just know that these ideas are happening. By the way, in September, the first Sunday in September, we are going back to an 11 o'clock service. So that'll be happening on Labor Day. I know we've gotten a lot of claps and so we'll be going back to 11 o'clock. It gives a little more time and a little more energy. We have 5 classes so far scheduled to start in this fall also. So lots of things are restarting and happening. And we are going to say, thank you, God, and we're going to sing a song. And
We are. Stand if you are able. And we've got Marcy and Alan on the stage to help us. We're opening. Here we go. I am open. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. I am open, yeah. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. Let's do I am open one more time to open ourselves. Here we go. I am open. You sound good. I am open. I am open to receive the love, oh, the love in you and me. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. We'll know it for each other, and you are open. Here we go. You are open. I know that you are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me. You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me. And knowing it for us collectively. And we are open. Here we go. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive the love in you and me. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive the love in you and me. The love in you and me. The loving you and me. The loving you and me. We are open to the love in you and
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. And I just invite you, you can please sit down, but just look around the room. Recognize we can get so busy and moving so fast, or we can feel afraid of what's happening in our country or the world or wherever it is in our individual lives, that sometimes we forget what we're doing is walking with each other and the ability to be open and to hold a space for a larger understanding of humanity, of this world, of where we are, is so often who we are. Thich Nhat Hanh said, the miracle for us is not to walk on water or walk on fire. It is to walk on the earth. The miracle is just to put one foot in front of the other and to love, to open, to be, even with everything that's happening. And so as we move into a time of meditation, I just invite you to remember that every time we get quiet, every time we breathe in and we allow a deeper understanding, life shifts. It opens. It opens us, it opens our heart, and it moves around the globe. So we're just going to listen to this song and move into that time of meditation.
Oh, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you. Oh, prepare me to be your sanctuary. I am pure and holy and tried and true. With thanksgiving, I am your living sanctuary for you. Oh, and I am your sanctuary. I am yours. I am yours, and I am your sanctuary. I am yours, so prepare me to be your sanctuary. I am yours. I am your sanctuary.
Here I am. Infinite presence, here I am. As I continue to relax into the opening, I am willing to be a sanctuary. I acknowledge the love that lives within me now. I am one with His infinite presence. I breathe in the willingness to open in the silence, in the silence. Moment by moment, I continue to breathe in willingness, fully, freely recognizing that Spirit lives and moves and has its essence through me, around me, as me, continually, just as I live and move and have my being within the presence of Spirit. I am opens within my being, and I say yes to the sacred journey, to being the sanctuary of love, of life, of peace. And for this understanding that I have come to say yes as a sanctuary, I am so grateful. I am so blessed. And so it is. Amen.
Teach me that it all belongs, that everything is sacred. Eat the bread and drink the wine, but help me love my neighbor, and show me how to hold this life, 'cause I don't want to waste it. No, I don't want to waste it. Oh, heaven is upside down. Oh, it can be here and now. Oh, I'm seeing it all around, that everything is sacred. The ordinary shines and glows, filled with your intentions. You don't see the lines we draw between secular and sacred. Show me how to hold this life, 'cause I don't want to waste it, no. I don't want to waste it. Oh, heaven is upside down. Oh, it can be here and now. Oh, I see it all around, that everything is sacred. Everything is sacred. Life is a gift and the giver is good. We are. Life is a gift and the giver is good. We are the givers. Life is a gift and a giver is good, so good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. And oh, heaven is upside down. Oh, it can be here and now. It is now. Oh, I am seeing it all around, that everything is sacred. Everything is sacred. Everything is sacred.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Life is the gift. We are the channels through which this gift is lived, is loved, is experienced. And sometimes right now, it may not feel very easy. I don't know if any of you have been there. We look around us and we say, what is it? Do you know, Gerald Jampolsky says there is a reality not connected to problems, upsets, or even life-changing tragedies. That reality is love. There is a reality not connected to problems, upsets, or even life-changing tragedies. That reality is love. Now, for those of you who don't know who Gerald Jampolsky is, he worked with, he was a big Course in Miracles teacher, but what he did was he worked with children that were terminally ill with cancer. And his idea of healing was when they found the love that they were. And sometimes their bodies followed and sometimes it didn't. But the healing was the consciousness, was the understanding of who they were. And the bodies, our bodies do what our bodies do. And aren't they interesting? Aren't they interesting, this life? Whether you're young and everything seems to be working and then you get to the Olympics and your feet won't move, or you trip, or you don't get it, or you're experiencing where things shift places and they don't quite look the same they used to, and you think, what happened? Who am I? What's going on? Life, our bodies are these spacesuits, these sacred vehicles for experiencing this gift of life, this gift of this universe, and how we live this journey. It's not judged. When we're on the ground and we say it's not working, where do we get to go? That's the sacred part that shapes us and forms us. And we may not choose to meet it right now, and that's okay. We're still whole, infinite, and complete. What I have found is the universe is going to say, well, let me help you over here. And maybe over here, you'll find this idea, this place, this presence. We get to all choose. And when we do, life moves. And it teaches us, and we then teach others. And all along the way, we aren't just learning, we're teaching every moment of every day. And we may think, no, I just got to get through my day. Has anybody been in a place of just get through the day this week? Okay, a few of us have. This idea is, this is the classroom of life. This is the place where life is made. Now, today's the last day of the Olympics, and you do have to get your Olympics update from me because I love them. I absolutely love watching it. Competition's not my favorite thing, but life is, and it happens everywhere, and it's a little microcosm. It's this little ability to see the world. And some of the things I want to share with you, first of all, the Paralympics begin in 2 weeks. There's been more talk about that than ever before, and I'm so grateful because in the past it wasn't even mentioned, and now it is. But I wanted to say that some of the things I saw that changed, and it shows for me where it's changing in our consciousness, were athletes like Simone Biles, Noah Lyles, and even Michael Phelps, who was there as a commentator, began talking about what happened in between the Olympics and the tough times and how hard it was for Noah Lyles to even board a plane to go, even though he'd been the best in the world the year before. What happens? How is this journey? And he showed up, he got his medal, he did what he could do to the extent he could do it. But it's so easy to feel like you failed. Or Isaiah Jewett, who I've watched him for years. I've always watched track and field, and he has come up through the NCAAs. He wins, he gets here, he's in third place in the, what was that? Well, that was the 1800, or the 800, excuse me, the men's 800 track and field, and he falls, and he takes somebody else down with him. And so all of his dreams are gone, and he puts his arm around the other guy, and they walk in. What do you do when life takes you to your ground? I mean, to me, it's like, wow, these pieces. And you get back up, and you shake somebody's hand, and you just say, okay, wait a minute. I watched women stand more fully into the events because they added the events that they didn't used to do for many of the women, and they finished out some of those things. Women with children were highlighted. The Tokyo Games included 179 openly gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, and non-binary athletes. That's 3 times the number in 2016. And they did it in a country. I mean, that's amazing. If you can see there's an opening, yes, there's still politics involved in this. Yes, there's still, these other pieces. There's an opening that's happening, and they did it in a country that hasn't been very open. And they did it as a change agent also, because they were very, very open with that. I just love these ideas of what they do. And the 100-meter hurdles, when Hungary's Lucia Kozak, she tripped. And I don't know if any of you saw it. And that was the end of her Olympic dreams. And she was just sobbing. And then she looked around and realized somebody else had tripped. And she just walked over and helped her up. They didn't even speak the same language. And they walked in. But it's these things that we have to realize. And so as we do, something else happens. And I had a couple of people say, well, what did you like best of the events? We're not done with it, but we will get done soon. And I have to say, I got excited over Allison Felix, her 5th Olympics, and the ability to believe I can come back after having a child and almost dying. And some of the other pieces, the courage to say, we have to support athletes that are mothers, and the ability now for NBC and the other stations to actually look at who is a mother, and there were lots of them. And so just these changes, and I think my favorite medal was Qatar's, his name was Mufas Essa Barshim, and he won gold in the high jump. That was expected, but they tied. And when they tied, his actual statement, I did get it this week, was, is there enough for 2? Now, the guy was telling them what the jump off would look like. And he just said, are there enough gold medals for 2? And they shared them. And I know most of you have heard this. There was also a gentleman in the triple jump from Qatar that won their first gold medal ever. They've competed since the 80s. And he was the 100th country, Qatar was the 100th country to win a medal. The diversity of medals has never been as broad as it is, which means the ability to have athletes compete in other, he wasn't from Qatar, he was from Burkina Faso. He's not the one from Qatar. That was another experience, but he was from Burkina Faso, And the ability to do this and to open up this idea is so important. And what I learned and what I keep learning is, what about the athletes that fell? What about the athletes that couldn't get any further? This is their opportunity also. They interviewed several of them from the past Olympics and said, what did this do for you? And all of them, 5 years later, said, I wouldn't undo any of it. But it was a disaster when it happened. Has anybody experienced that in their life? Any events that now we realize what they did and what they do, but at the time we couldn't allow any of it in? Life grows us. Life expands us. and the ability to which we're able to accept what's in our life and to allow it to expand us and not shut us down. And at first it might shut you down. It absolutely might. It takes us to our knees. My experience is we will be given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to open. And our choice is, how much do we open? Now, I don't talk about my past as an athlete much, but at 11, Mark Spitz's coach was coming to see another person on our team. I swam in Vacaville, California. And he saw me swim, and he said, bring her too. And so both of us went and swam. We drove, it was a long ways. We drove for 2 practices a day. We stayed there, ate lunch, did this, and then came back. And we did it for a long time until my family moved. What it did was move me into a place of swimming where I was one of the competitors that looked at the Olympics, that looked at all of these pieces. And as I moved into high school, it was a powerful experience to go to an international meet, to begin looking at all of these things and to say, this is a world. And what it taught me was what I can achieve when I focus my mind. Now, at the time, the East Germans were taking steroids, and they were winning all of the swimming medals. So the coaches in the United States, this was before we did warm-ups or other things, decided they would just add more mileage, that they must be adding mileage. And so they added more mileage, and many of us, and I was one of them, dislocated my shoulder in my last year in high school. I lost a college scholarship. My world as I knew it, I had YOU and I had swimming, and it was a fascinating experience because I thought it was over. Who I thought I thought it was over. And then in that next 2 years, and it was at that point, I didn't go to college right away. I just said, I'm done. I can't live. I can't do anything. And that's what happens sometimes. But what it gradually did was it left the blessings and it grew me. And I remember just saying, if I don't get up and live life again, I could spend the rest of my life as somebody who used to be that. And I was fortunate to have a community around me that said, we know you're a whole infinite creation of spirit. Now I said, oh yeah, and walked away. But the truth is, every one of us right now in our lives has something that is bringing us to our knees, and we get to decide if we are more than the events that happen to us or around us. That's not who we are. Now, actually, a year later, I was doing much better, and I got very ill and looked at the possible end of my life. And so really that makes you get up and walk and say, okay, wait a minute, I want to live, I want to do things. And so it shifts you. But what I want us to know is every event in our lives, whatever it is, it has the ability to grow us and to expand us. Right now, we're dealing not only with individual things, but larger things. So how do we allow ourselves to grow with the experiences? You might be afraid of climate change. You might be devastated with what's happened with your life. Where is my life? What do I do? How do I find something more? Gary Zukav said, love is the energy of the soul. Fear is the energy of the personality. You must choose between them moment by moment. There is an energy of your soul, of the very essence of who you are. It never leaves. But our minds tell us we can't do this, or we failed, or we didn't get it. And I looked at all those athletes and said, I wonder how many will say, wow, look what I did, and expand. And if they don't, my experience has been life knocks on our door and says, you didn't get it then? Let me help you. And something else happens. And it could be marvelous. It could be another, just going back and saying, I'm going to do this. Or it can be something that brings us to our knees. But life will grow us. Love is the energy of our soul. Fear is the personality. Now, Charles Fillmore used to say, we have this individuality and we have personality. And the essence of who we are switches between the two. The individuality is the individualized expression of God that we are. It believes, it holds. The personality is the one that says, I can't do that. You can't do that. Why do they do that? Why won't they stop this? If they would just learn, we would be better off. Anybody have a personality showing up? Just so you know, in times of stress, our personality comes out full force. And then we get to be the ones to say, I don't know what that is. And for me, I can't always just shut it down flat. So what I've taken to doing, I call it sacred spaces. Right now, you might be nervous about climate change or about how your next month's rent is going to be paid. And one of the things I believe is that we have the ability to hold a sacred space of consciousness, of energy around some of the things that both happen to us and that we're experiencing. And we can say, I don't know why this is present. I'm not going to say it's good, it's bad. It may scare me, but I am going to hold a place that I am a channel for good in this. And I'm going to hold a consciousness of growth, of evolution, of possibility with this. We can do it in our individual lives. We may have experienced the loss of a loved one. Our bodies may not be doing what they're designed to do or what we want them to do. They're doing just exactly what they need to be doing. I don't know why. But what I do know is I can go to love. And it's literally an energy. We don't have to have the answers. We don't have to have any of the pieces other than to know that whatever is happening, there is God in it, available. However catastrophic it looks, I believe, and you get to choose, that the highest I can hold and follow with action is the wisest that I can. It's the highest I can do. So, but if I let that, whatever it is, shut me down and close my heart, and I live in fear and make myself small, and I live in that place, does that serve humanity? And if I beat myself up on the days that I do fall down, does that serve humanity? Fear and learning to live with fear is where many of us are right now. It's a human condition. Can we surround whatever has us in fear with a consciousness of just simply infinite intelligence, love, just simply knowing there's one, for me, I go back to there's one presence and one power. It's God, it's good. I don't understand all of it. I know it's a quantum field. I know it is absolute love. I know it holds me and believes in me and moves through me. I'm connected to that. I may not know that connection today, but by golly, I know it's there. I'm willing to hold it and grab it all that I can. I know that what I think determines the quality of my journey. We can hate what happened to us. We can fear it. We can shut down from it. But all we're going to get to do is have another opportunity to open. The universe is inviting us to open to the experience, to where we are. And so when we hold something in a sacred space, then I believe we get to go back into our lives. We get to say, I'm enough. It's just for today. Now, Gerald Jampolsky, in his book, it's years and years old, Love is Letting Go of Fear. I mean, my pages are literally just, they're all different colors. This is, I think, the second or third book I've had. But he says that fear is literally the past. Right here, we have all these old movies going of what happened in the past, and we project them onto the present, and we project it onto the future, thinking it will be just more of the same. And he said it's incorrect because we live in a universe that's infinite. But that's what we do. And then, we have the past, And we have the fear of the future. Am I going to have enough money? Am I going to survive? What's going to happen to my body? What's going to happen to the world? What's going to happen? And we literally lose our present moment. Life is lived in this moment. And so I'd invite you to turn off those other movie projectors, the ones that up until now have said, you're not enough. And maybe they're not enough. We're not enough as humanity. And just say, you guys, we're done there. This day is a sacred space to heal right where you are, right as you are. Whatever comes into your world, what I do know is that it has the ability to bless us. There is no spot, I can use this old cliche, where God is not. There is no energy, no consciousness, none of this quantum field that we live and move and have our being in that does not have creative intelligence. And so when you see miracles happening, when you see life working, it is our ability to see it and allow it to move through us. We may not be the ones who break this record or change climate change, but we can be the channels that are open large enough that who we are opens other hearts, and we simply hold each other's hand after we've fallen with somebody you don't know, and you just say, let's walk home. That may be where it is, and that's the greatest gift we can give humanity, is to take this day with all the things that make us angry, and believe me, there's lots of them. There's lots of them. I was late today because we got a fence for my dog. Finally, this beautiful big dog has a fence. But he decided to I thought, oh, he needs water. Well, he got the water and he got the dirt and he made it into mud. And so the first outfit had to change. And I thought, this is not my plan. And you know what? The extent to which it's not our plan, I just think the universe laughs and says, oh yeah, honey. And would you like to see what is your plan? Every bit of it's here to heal us, to bless us. The little things, the big things. And I just welcome all of us on this sacred journey of life and love. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're doing our offering. And there is a new number to text to tithe that'll come down on our screen in just a moment. You know, as we hold our gifts and we recognize that there's enough, I think the biggest thing that causes fear is the idea of my needs won't be met. There isn't enough. And again, the biggest lie we've believed is that there isn't enough in this universe, and there is. And humanity is the channel through which it comes. So for me, my goal is to stop the little monkey mind that says there's not enough, I'm not enough. And to just keep saying, what would it take to have the courage to live in enough? Just simply enough. So as we say our blessing, and I think we do have it here. Yes, the text number is 833-814-3477. But as we say this blessing and we go into divine love, that's the consciousness which will hold us in enough. And so I'm going to say it, and then I invite you to affirm it with me. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Let's affirm that together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Amen.
I love this life. I love this feeling. And stepped into a knowing that's always been. There's nothing greater or more beautiful to be this whole with gratitude. Yeah. and heartbreak makes room for love inside me, and my faith all the way from now until filled as high as it goes, soothing my soul, this lovely heart, yeah. A while ago, in my eyes, there wasn't a bright side. I was into, well, life had a longing, and so it was. The fire melted my heart into one, and a heartbreak makes room for love inside me, and my faith all the way from now until filled as high as it goes, fused inside my soul. Marry me to your love, yeah. Marry me to your love, your love. The kisses made of light, of light. Marry me, God, to your lovely heart, to your lovely heart. So here we are. I'm glad to be in love with you for all time, for all time. Well, there's nothing greater or more beautiful. All me in you with gratitude. I know it makes room for love inside me, and my faith all the way from now until filled as high as it goes, fused inside my soul, yeah. Marry me to your love, marry me, God, to your love. Marry me to your love, oh, your love, kisses made of light, oh, marry me to your love, oh, marry me to your love, I am married to you. In your love, in your love, in your lovely, your lovely heart. Marry me to your lovely heart.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. And we have prayer chaplains who are here to pray with you. If you would like one-on-one prayer, please come forward at the end of the service. They are happy to pray with you. There's also prayer request slips out on the table, and our prayer box is over here. If you'd like ongoing prayer, they also pray with you throughout the month, and what a wonderful opportunity to recognize that prayer and standing together in these larger ideas transforms who we are. And I just hold this space for every one of us as we know that truth. And it's never too late to go back and look at something that happened in your life again and decide it was your greatest gift. It will still transform you, even if you've held a different view all these years. So as we go forward as humanity, we get to keep looking at the world around us and say, I'm walking with you and you and you and you, and take that time to get to know each other. Because you may have thought you were walking alone. The truth is, we're never alone. We are always together, and that opening it expands us. So we're going to take a moment. Oh, also, there is the offering basket out in the entryway. For those of you who are here, you can put in your green cards and any gifts you'd like to share. And I just invite us, as we stand, to sing "Let There Be Peace on Earth," and let's hold that sacred space for something larger than we know or see. Thank you all for being here.
Yes. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Yes. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yeah, let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. By the way, for those of us in the room, most of us have name tags on. I invite you to get to know 3 people you don't know. There are many people here who are here for the first time or haven't been here in a long time, and just get to know 3 people you haven't yet met, because that's how we move forward as humanity, touching lives, touching hearts. And our closing prayer: the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Thank you, God. Have a love-filled week.